Well, as we all know, California is facing a severe housing crisis. And one of the contributing factors to that crisis has been how we monetize land use. So, for the past 3 decades, it's created a disincentive for cities to chase retail versus housing because cities get more sales tax dollars than they do from property tax dollars. And so that disincentive has contributed to the housing shortage. And so, what SB 15 seeks to do is change the monetization of land use by saying to a city, if you have dormant retail that you're waiting and hoping to attract more retail could sit vacant for a decade, we will provide you with 7 years of what the sales tax of that property would have generated if you build affordable housing on that location instead of waiting for the retail.
So why do you feel the bill is needed now?
Well, the crisis is now. And I've always felt that if you work in partnership, you actually have better results. And so the business BizFed came to me last year with this idea and said, hey, let's help create a financial incentive for affordable housing. The building trades got on board because obviously they want their members, A, to be able to afford houses, and B, to build more housing. And local government likes it because it's incentive based. And so we have the three pieces of the puzzle all highly supportive of this effort and a need that needs to be met. And so we think it's a very creative way to solve that problem.
What sorts of retail sites does the bill have in mind? Is this just large sites like vacant shopping malls, or could this be like how small of scale could it be?
Well, right now the language says single stores of 75,000 square feet or greater, or shopping centers where you have multiple businesses connected. So it tries to get at both sort of the strip mall configuration and the large big boxes. And that's one of the problems is cities will let that retail stay dormant forever, hoping to get more retail space. And obviously we know with during the pandemic, as shopping trends have changed, more and more, unfortunately, brick and mortar stores have gone out of business, and we're going to have empty, vacant lots. And so this really gets at that problem.
Are there any stipulations in your bill that would require housing developments to be for low-cost housing, or is it how is that decided?
Oh, absolutely, it has to be for workforce and low income housing. 80% of the medium income level. There's definite provisions in the bill, and frankly, that's one of the strengths that this bill has. Some of the other housing bills working through the legislature are not explicit that it has to be for affordable housing. And in this bill, it does spell that out. And that's one of the reasons why the affordable housing activists like the bill as well.
So the state housing department has estimated that California needs to be creating about 180,000 new homes annually to keep up with demand in the state. Is there any idea what this bill, if passed, could generate annually?
I haven't, scored it to see the numbers, but we think the potential is significant, and it's also statewide because almost every area of the state has this vacant retail. We're also a companion to the bill is hoping that there's funds in the budget, significant funds in the budget to show that this model is going to work. And so we're going at it from both sides, both the legislation which implements the program and then the budget which will fund the program. And so I'm hoping that with all of the housing dollars being put in the budget, that there'll be specific housing dollars for the repurposing of dormant retail.
Other than the 7 years of the sales tax incentive, are there any other incentives for local governments?
Well, I think the biggest incentive is that it's a partnership. It empowers local governments through that financial incentive. And I think 7 years of sales tax is enough to induce cities to do this. They want the housing. Cities want the housing. And so having 7 years of the sales tax estimate, I think is a great incentive. I've been a little bit surprised. Some media outlets say Portantino wants to pay cities to build housing. And we're not paying cities to build housing. What we're doing is changing how we monetize land use. Cities chase sales tax because they get sales tax. What we're doing is we're using the estimated sales tax to incentivize building affordable and workforce housing.
So SB 15's cleared the Senate floor. Where does it go from here?
So it'll go to the Assembly Housing Committee, then the Assembly Appropriations Committee, and then on to the Assembly floor. Last year, we got it all the way through the process, but if you remember that last night, there was lots of craziness between the two houses, and a number of bills didn't come back over from the Assembly, and this was one of those bills that got caught up in that last night morass. And so I'm very optimistic that we'll put this on the governor's desk. I'm very optimistic that it'll be in the budget. And I'm very optimistic that it's going to lead to a significant rise in housing production across the state of California.
So if it is passed, how soon could developers start to build on these sites?
I think they could start planning immediately. What developers want is certainty. What cities want is a reason to do this. This provides both. This will create local programs to assist those developers. It'll provide certainty for the zoning to get done. So the planning can go into effect immediately upon signature of the governor.
Well, Senator, I think that's all of my questions. Is there anything that you'd like to add that maybe we didn't get to touch on?
I think the key piece is we need housing. We need affordable housing. This bill accomplishes both of those goals and has the backing of local governments, which frankly have been part of the problem over the years, resistant housing and also chasing sales tax. We solve all those problems, which is why I think there's such a large coalition of support behind this effort.